Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Julie, and if you're new here, I am a homemaker and I offer frugal living tips for you and your family. Feel free to check out my other videos and subscribe if you'd like to check out more of those topics. Today I'm going to be sharing our tips on how we save money as a very frugal family. As we all know, all of our grocery bills and any other bill you can think of is slowly creeping up. And I don't know about you guys, but our kids have very hefty appetites and they are constantly growing out of their clothes. So I've thought of a few ways to keep up with theirs and our needs so that we're not constantly overspending. The first way is to shop discounted food. So we normally shop at Aldi or a discount grocer. Recently we started a subscription for Walmart Plus, and I have found that that is very, very helpful because we do not have to go to the store to shop and we can easily just get those groceries whenever we need them by just the click of a button. I don't have to drive anywhere. It saves money on gas and it also saves my time. So we always receive our groceries by delivery, and then I save those bags and I use them for poopy diapers, or you could use them for dog poop, or you could use them for small trash cans. You can definitely find other purposes for them, so I just do save them. We did debate with the subscription for a while, but I just found that in the long run it does save us money because groceries themselves are a little bit cheaper. And then when it comes to meat, especially chicken, I always freeze it and then I save it, and then I'll pull it out day to day to thaw in the fridge for dinner. Now, we never eat out unless it is a special occasion, except this past Thanksgiving when our meat went bad and we had no choice but to order from the local Chinese place. And I called close to 16 places and that was legitimately the only place that was open that day. So we were very lucky that we did not starve on Thanksgiving Day. But anyway, I keep a schedule and that helps me to know exactly what I need day to day throughout the week, so that I'm never wondering, what do I make today? Because it's right there on the schedule and I don't have an excuse to not cook that night. And that way you're not defaulting to, let's order Chinese or let's order pizza, because let's be honest, you always feel terrible after you eat that stuff. Essentially, you always want to be cooking from scratch. That is the cheapest and most economical way to make dinners. And the great part about that is that you can just save the leftovers and eat that for lunch the next day. We also stopped buying pre-made desserts because A, they're expensive, B, they're full of just artificial who knows what. And so instead we make something 1 to 2 times a week at home with our kids. So we'll either do like cookies or muffins as a special treat at the end of the week. And next year we're hoping to start a garden. We just have to plant the seeds for it, but we already have the frame all laid out to be started next year. So if you've ever thought about starting a garden, maybe this is your sign. The second way is to buy secondhand. So I try not to buy anything brand new unless it is something we absolutely need and just have no other choice and we just can't wait for it. So what I do is I keep a list of the things that I want versus the things that we need. That way, whenever I go to a thrift store, I can just pick it up whenever I find it at a reasonable price instead of always paying full price for something. And if I don't find it that day, then I'll just leave it on the list and then I just keep it there until I do find it in the future. And buying things secondhand has become the absolute norm for us. I really do not like buying things brand new. I honestly balk at retail store prices because I know better. Sometimes you have to utilize Facebook Marketplace for things like furniture, but again, you can totally just flip it and make it look better with a little bit of white paint. In fact, I think we got most of our furniture from there. I also have greatly simplified my wardrobe. So every week I have a schedule of exactly what I'm gonna wear. So I schedule out my outfits to rotate week to week. Try to only buy basics and gravitate toward more neutral colors that you can mix and match. And along with clothes, do not throw away clothes that have tears and holes. Guys, pick up a sewing needle and sew it up. And if you don't know how, YouTube it. We live in such a consumerist culture that we just discard things instead of thinking about mending them or fixing them if they get broken. Now, if your clothing is in good condition and you just want some change, consign. That way you can just swap out things and get a little bit of money for doing it. So I actually do this for my clothes and my husband's clothes and our kids' clothes at our local consignment shop. And this is great for toys if they're bored of that too. Also, sell what you do not need on Facebook Marketplace. But I highly recommend that you stick just with furniture for Facebook Marketplace and clothing and other items for consignment. Just be careful when selling on there because some people are looking for a steal rather than a deal. The third way is to use your electronic devices much less. Instead of using your dryer, hang your clothes out outside if it's not raining or snowing and if it's a decent day. Even if you don't have a clothes hanger, you can just throw it on top of your furniture and throw it on top of your fence. Put something down if you don't want it to get dirty so that you don't care about it if it does. Also, get off your phone and watch TV less, except for my video, of course. But get outside, take walks, take your kids to the park, play board games, or read books from the library. Delete social media apps from your phone. That way you're not seeing a constant inflow of things and products that you never would have otherwise thought to buy. And don't just buy things to buy things. Really think to yourself, do I need this right now? Or could I wait for it to go on clearance? Or keep a lookout for something cheaper at a thrift store. Also, resist turning the heat and the air on. If it's cold, throw on an extra sweater. If it's hot, dress for the appropriate temperature. A little sweat is good for you. The fourth thing is that we have very few subscriptions to anything, or no subscriptions at all. The only ones that we have mostly are Amazon for like random things and then Walmart for groceries. If we want movies, Amazon includes that with Prime. And we don't have a gym membership. I mean, if you're just moving throughout the day, you're getting natural exercise. Use the great outdoors. In the winter, bundle up. Get out there and soak in that vitamin D. It's great for energy and mental clarity. I also don't get my nails done or any massages or anything like that. And along with that comes with number 5, which is cut your own hair. Now, admittedly, I professionally have my own hair cut because I do not trust myself, absolutely no, with cutting my own hair. And I have a heck of a lot of hair to deal with. But I help cut my husband's hair and my kids' hair, and they're both boys, so it's just that much easier. And they regularly need it done, so it's like less time that I'm having to get in the car and drive over there, more gas money, etc., etc. And again, if you don't know how, YouTube it and invest in a hair cutter. Oh, and those barber capes, those are game changers, especially with young kids too. The 6th way is to use more organic and economic paper products. You can make your own non-toxic and clean cleaning products. All you really need is like water, distilled vinegar, and baking soda. Also essential oils instead of toxic candles. Like if you look at the ingredients on those things, most of the toxins come from perfume. So when I do need candles, I always buy the either non-scented or the beeswax kind. That way I know that they're a lot cleaner. And along with that, we use reusable cloths instead of paper towels, unless we're using it as napkins. That's something I started implementing, was using paper towels as napkins for the kids. And then when we have a special occasion or a company, we will use regular napkins. And then the last way, the 7th way, and most certainly not the least important, is to depend on the Lord. So my husband and I have had 3 children over the past 6 years of our marriage. And with every child, we felt a little bit more of a financial strain. It seemed every time that we had another baby, my husband would either get a raise from his job or a financial change in his favor. In fact, he was actually laid off from his job following COVID, but then he got it back and was offered it back, but by then he had found another job that he loved even more. 2 Corinthians tells us that God is able to bless you abundantly, so that in all things, at all times, having all that you need, you will abound in every good work. So be sure that you entrust your family to his care and to cast your eyes on him, because you know that he cares for you. So commit everything to him and he'll take care of you. All right, guys, let me know what tip you found most helpful to you. And let us know if there is some piece of advice that you would like to share with us in the comments below. It's wonderful to help ease the financial burden for other people too. And I have another video where I shared some work from home ideas, so you can go check that out next if you're interested in that. And don't forget to subscribe for more. So I'll see you next time. Peace and blessings to you all.